Along the foot edge we'll be installing a Dacron tape that's obviously much wider because the bolt rope will go through this edge. So we're following the same procedure as we did with the leech when we installed the leech tape there. Obviously there will not be a leech line in this, but instead we're going to use just a string that's not included in your kit that will be used to pull the bolt rope through the sleeve. We didn't show it, but we pre-folded the Dacron tape on the edge of a sharp table prior to basting it to the sail.
Okay, we're going to go 6 inches.
Here at the tack, we're going to go back 6 inches. Your sail may be completely different. Be sure to look at the instructions that accommodate each one of your sail kits to determine how much cutback to make here. We're going to create a hem in the Dacron tape as we did previously with the leech line that's a 1/2 inch beyond the requirement for your sail. We'll then take another piece of Dacron tape and cut it so that it covers the remaining foot section of the sail. Apply double-sided tape and baste it in place. For this sail, the boat rope will stop short of this tack corner, so we want to protect the edges of the sail here. We'll start our Dacron tape on the luff here, measuring up according to the instructions that accommodate your kit. We've cut and pre-folded a Dacron tape here where the edge will be exposed. There'll be no boat rope here. We'll transfer that mark that we put on the sail onto the Dacron tape. We'll then cover up the foot of the sail with the same procedure, where the rope will not be present. We'll then sew the 1/2 inch hem to the end of this Dacron tape. We'll not show the whole process. Then we'll baste the remainder of the tape to the foot of the sail, being sure that our string is in place so that we can pull the boat rope through later on. Here you can see a close-up of the string that will be used to pull the boat rope through. Once that foot tape's in place, we'll take it to the sewing machine and sew a zigzag along the edge of that Dacron tape, securing both the top side and the bottom side. Here we are at that tack corner. We'll do some reversing to lock the stitch in place at the opening of that tape, and then finish off sewing the tape that conceals the edge at the tack. We're doing some reversing by hand here because this assembly is very thick. We'll now attach the string to the bolt rope that's included in your kit. We'll just use some masking tape to secure it tightly to that rope. It can pull through a little bit hard. For larger boats, it obviously can pull through a lot much harder. This is a 24-foot seaward, so it's not going to require much to pull this boat rope through the sleeve. That's good right there. Deb will start it on this end because she's working alone, and go to the tack corner. Whoops, before she goes to the tack corner, she secures the clue corner down with an awl because she's working by herself. Notice it pulls through quite nicely. She'll just expose about 2 inches there at the tack of the boat rope coming out of the sleeve. Then she'll cut the other end off with a hot knife. You could use a wood burning tool, a soldering gun, or a lighter if you need to. We'll take off the string on the foot and use it for the luff. We've jumped ahead. We've already installed the luff tape along its edge and started sewing it. It's done in the exact same procedure as the foot was done. Let's now concentrate on the foot here at the tack in securing this bolt rope into that sleeve. Then we'll go back to the luff again. Deb's going to be sure that the bolt rope is against the fold of the Dacron tape. Then she's going to use an awl to pre-punch holes for her sewing. She's going to stitch this bolt rope here to secure it in place with the hand needle and pre-waxed twine. If you don't have an awl, you could use a nail. in its place. You may want to sharpen the point of the needle on a grinder. There, she's punched several holes, approximately 2 inches to 3 inches all the way across. Each hole is about 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch away from each other. And then she uses the pre-waxed twine and the hand needle that's included in your kit and doubles up the twine going through the eye of the needle, and then she'll just simply insert it into one of those holes that she's already punched into the Dacron tape and the bolt rope, right in the middle of the bolt rope, and sews straight stitches going in one side and then in through the other side all the way down its length. Then she'll reverse the process to finish up the stitches. There she is, reversing the process. To secure the loose twine in place when she gets to the end of her sewing, she'll tie a knot in the twine. Then she'll use a hot knife, wood burning tool, or soldering gun, or a lighter, and touch the twine to create a button. We'll show you that next. By touching the twine with this hot knife, you can see it creates a beautiful button that helps to prevent the twine from feeding back into the fabric. Here it is on the other side. Now that we've secured the boat rope on the foot at the attack, we're going to sew on the luff tape along its length and then pull the boat rope through it. We've pulled the boat rope through and secured it by whipping it just as we did at the foot. Now we're just putting an awl here at the tack. So here's the tack corner and the luff boat rope secured with twine. At both the foot and the luff, we need a bolt rope reduction. So we're going to measure the bolt rope with the sail pulled fairly taut and mark the bolt rope. Then we'll pull out the amount indicated on the written instructions that come with each sail kit. For this sail kit along the luff, we need to reduce the bolt rope 2.5 inches, so she marks it with a pencil. Bolt rope reduction is necessary to achieve better sail shape when you release the halyard on your boat or outhaul. The bolt rope will stretch more than the sail, so that's why we reduce it. Instead of punching a hole with an awl, she's going to use a special tool that's used here in the loft to pre-punch the hole so that she can whip the twine to this desired bolt rope reduction length. We'll not show you this whole process. It's basically the same as the whipping we did earlier. Here we are with the whipping complete at the head. We'll need to do this same procedure at the foot for the bolt rope reduction there as well. Trim off the excess bolt rope here at the head. You'll also need to do that same procedure at the foot on the clew. Use a hot knife. Alright, we have the luff and the foot bolt rope installed and the reduction made. Now we just need to put a roping zipper foot in the sewing machine and sew a straight stitch right next to the bolt rope along the luff and also along the foot. At the beginning and the end, you may want to reverse. Do it carefully. There's a lot of bulk at each one of these corner assemblies.